You're recording. Good afternoon, evening, or morning. I'm Jenny P., founder of the Trinity Code and Create Your Iconic Life. And I am delighted to be bringing you today the story of one of my pioneer clients, my Trinity Code pioneer clients. So, what's the Trinity Code? The Trinity Code was the sum of my work that I've been developing for the last 15 years. It was renamed during the TV reality show Fix My Brand with Ali Craig last year for a very specific reason, is that the Trinity Code is not something that I actually made up. The Trinity Code is something that is pervasive in the whole of the universe and the whole of the cosmos and the whole of nature, in our psychology, in our physiology. It's everywhere. So the journey from birthing this incredible process to now has been an amazing one so far. So what does this Trinity Code process do for you? What it does is it reveals your soul blueprint and your unique code for creating your most beautiful, iconic life, not just financially, but in every single part of your life, in mind, body, and soul. Now, the amazing thing about this Trinity Code is that it is actually something that already exists. It's like a pattern that is everywhere, and that we can't see, except that there are many examples of triads and trifectas and trinities and threesomes and rules of three and powers of three and three in myth and psychology, and also all over the place. But this Trinity, this particular Trinity, is the one that actually relates to your ability to tap into not just your life purpose, but your own zone of genius, and aligns you with what you really want. So it's like your own manifesting superpower. So my first client, Kay Welsh-Dotson, has been working with me for over a year, and I am absolutely delighted to bring her on today. And we're just going to chart a little bit of the journey that she's gone so far, and where she's going to go afterwards. So, first of all, a warm welcome to you, Kay.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with you today.
So, Kay, when we started working together last November, nearly a year ago, can you tell us a little bit about where you were with your life and what you were struggling with a bit, and what you were hoping to do? Just right now, let's backtrack 12 months.
Struggling is the perfect word for what I was enduring, Jenny. I was in a really bad place. I knew I needed help. I have always enjoyed creating my entire life, but I was under the mistaken notion that had been drilled into my head my entire life, that I could not be an artist. I could not make my living as an artist. I always created, but it was never satisfying enough to sell because I didn't feel confident about what I created. I was very bitter about life. I didn't see where life was going, what my prospects were for the future. I was in a really dark place. And when the opportunity came along, presented itself to work with Jenny, I talked with an individual that I love very much who has gone through a mentoring process. And she encouraged me to go for it. And, you know, I've got to really say that my life has significantly changed. My health has changed, my attitudes, everything about my prospects for how I see my future. Everything has changed, and I'm never going to go back to where I was.
So what was the when we did the Trinity Code process together, when we revealed your Trinity Code, your Trinity Code, what was the biggest impact that that had on you at that time, from this place of feeling like you weren't going anywhere with life, and is this all life was, and that you were never ever going to be able to express your genius? What was the first biggest revelation for you?
Oh, wow. You mean when the clouds parted and the sun shone again?
That's the one.
It was such, oh, it was such an amazing process. It's almost a magical process because it took everything that was so deep inside me and brought it to the surface and said, where I was able to say, yes, these are the things that I love. These are the things that I value in life. This is what I cherish. This is what I look forward to. It's kind of like, oh, well, it's kind of a cliche to say, but it was almost like a rebirth, like a new awakening. My Trinity Code is so personal and so private to me. Some of the other Trinity Code folks have shared their things, but it's just so intimate. It came from the core of my being. And with your help, those word clouds became statements of intention and things that I follow every single day.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now we've started implementing your vision of your iconic life, and you've got a completely new direction and a completely new vision for your life. But there's also some real tangible things that have happened for you as a result of that. You mentioned that your body healing.
Yes. I had experienced a really intense episode of IBS-C there for over a year. And by moving into a heart-centered perspective of life, with your help that day, Jenny, I had a spontaneous remission of IBS-C. My body is healthy and everything works beautifully, and I'm able to eat food again, the things that I love again, and I'm able to exercise and feel great.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yes.
That is the power of being in alignment with your Trinity Code. And isn't it interesting? It's almost, as you pointed out, that it's very intimate. It's almost the unnameable, because to say that it's your life purpose almost brings it down. And if it's like your zone of genius, then that's not quite it either. But what it actually is this pure alignment factor. I like to call it the alignment factor. Is where you are energetically matching up to what you want, isn't it?
Exactly. That's exactly it. Yes. Yeah. And it is. It in a way, it's indescribable.
So so now your vision for your now you're in the process of building your own iconic life blueprint, having discovered your Trinity Code to give it that to give it that North Star, to give it that dream. How is your life looking right now? What are the big projects that you're working on?
Well, I am able to proudly hold my head up high and say, I am an artist. That is a really big thing for me. I've always wanted to be an artist, and now I have the full realization that yes, I have the talent, I have the skill, I have the knowledge. I need the time, but that will come. But yes, I am an artist. Let's see, I'm going to adjust my screen a little bit here to show the Trinity pendant that I created for this project. This was representational for me of the perfect balance of body, mind, and soul. I'm very proud of this little creation and very proud to do that for the Trinity Code, Jenny.
Yes, I can't wait to I can't wait to get mine and get them out there. Absolutely.
Yes, yes. I have also returned to working with polymer clay and have created some little fairies. I'm working on some new little creations, some Sasquatches that I'm making with polymer clay also, Sasquatch Love or Little Big Feet. And I have repurposed jewelry for several years, so I'm still continuing to do that with some little whimsical creations. I'm using some gemstones, some amethyst, some sea opal, and creating some beautiful mermaids with repurposed jewelry in her hair. This little mermaid has a repurposed jewelry heart. So I love this symbol of spreading love and honoring nature. And this little mermaid here, oops, her little tail got a little cramp there. This is a little mermaid of color with her little Beyonce hair or Shakira hair.
Gorgeous.
I like to acknowledge all the mermaids of color. So it's funny that whenever I look at the things that I create now, I see things differently. I see them with pride and with a sense of accomplishment. And whenever I share things with my friends on Facebook, I really appreciate the feedback that I get from everyone and the orders that I've received, the things that I've sold to people. And sometimes it's really nice that folks will come back to me, years later and say, you know, I love that little thing that you created for me. It means so much to me. That's really satisfying, I think.
So this is not just is your artwork exquisite, but you are actually earning money through it now.
I am. Yes, I am.
Yay!
Hooray!
Hooray! Hooray!
As a formerly starving artist, yes, I am.
and you've also got another really big vision that's really dear to your heart. Can you tell us about the eco home?
Yes, I have been scheming, planning, plotting, devising, making vision boards for an eco-green, self-sustaining home. My ultimate home will function in harmony with nature, not an intrusion upon it. It'll function off of solar panels. We'll have our own water that's filtered and pure. I'll have a swimming pool where I can swim and exercise for every day, even during the wintertime. It'll have a greenhouse where I can grow organic food. We'll have fresh food even in the wintertime, and an outdoor garden. My home, I see the way that it will function, and whenever I show my vision board to my friends, they echo that same sentiment. They go, wow, this home just flows. It's beautiful the way it's going to function. So I'm very, very excited to see it in action.
So that is actually one of the projects that is actually, I mean, it's the biggest project really that is in the process of manifesting since you did your Trinity Code, yes?
Yes. I'm still looking for land. I am getting even more feedback from my husband than ever before on what he wants to see in the home. Since
that was another bonus, was the blossoming in the relationship as well.
Yes, exactly. I've always had a very loving relationship with my husband, but we've grown even closer as time's gone on, and our communication level is now just phenomenal.
Wonderful. Well, okay. So let's just conclude this. So, because you're going to you're continuing to work with your iconic life model, your own Trinity Code as the North Star for your life, and so it has taken you from believing that dreams were no longer possible for you, and undervaluing yourself and not believing in yourself, to a really big, boldacious, sexy vision for your life in every single way, physically, your relationship, financially, everything.
Yes, a very resounding yes.
Wonderful. So what would you recommend to people who might be like really curious about what this Trinity Code, what would you say to anybody who goes, it's like, what the heck's a Trinity Code?
I would say, what have you got to lose? I mean, the opening of a flower is what it's like. It's just like coming into full blossom, your life coming into fruition. Everything that you've ever wanted, can be a reality. You just have to understand how to tap into those hopes, those dreams, those aspirations. The sky's the limit. Even if you only want a life of peace and solitude and reflection and, introspection, why not? Whatever your heart's desire, why not go for that? I mean, life is precious. Life is too short to not grasp what it is that you want.
That is a perfect way to conclude. Okay, life is too short and precious not to go after the ultimate life of your mind, body, and soul. Yes.
Exactly, Jenny. Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your journey. And this is just the beginning, of course. It was like we just got started, didn't we?
Yes, we did. And Jenny, thank you so very much. I'm not going to get emotional here. I'm going to try my best not to get emotional. Every time I talk about this, I do. I thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. I could not have done this without your help, without your guidance, without your support. Thanks.
You're so welcome.
Sending you love, Jenny.
Thank you. So if you would like to know more about this amazing code that Kay and some other Trinity Code pioneers have used to tap into their ultimate lifestyle, best way for the moment is to find me on Facebook on Jenny P, or Create Your Iconic Life with Jenny P, or look for Jenny P Parker Brown, and you will just Google Jenny P Parker Brown and you'll find me. And I hope that we can find your North Star and link you up with your zone of genius soon as well. See you very soon.